On December 5, 1945, 5 American bombers lifted off from a Florida airbase on a routine training flight. 14 men aboard, clear skies, a simple exercise over open water. 2 hours later, their compasses stopped making sense. We can't be sure of our heading. Everything looks wrong. Even the ocean doesn't look as it should. Those words came from the flight leader. They were the last coherent transmission anyone ever heard. 5 aircraft, 14 men, gone. And when a rescue plane was sent to find them, with 13 more men aboard, it vanished too. No wreckage, no bodies, no explanation that has ever fully satisfied the families left behind. What happened in that stretch of ocean that night? And why has it kept happening, again and again, for over a century? Chapter 1. A line on the map. The Bermuda Triangle isn't a place you'll find carved into stone or marked by any government. It's a rough boundary. Miami, Bermuda, San Juan, roughly 500,000 square miles of the western Atlantic. Ships have crossed it since the age of sail. Aircraft have crossed it since the age of flight. Most arrive exactly where they're supposed to, but a rare few don't. And it's those few, the ones swallowed without a trace, that turned an ordinary patch of ocean into one of the most enduring mysteries of the modern age. By the 1950s, journalists had a name for it. By the 1970s, it had a mythology. Books, documentaries, late-night radio, all circling the same question. What is out there? Chapter 2, The Ones Who Never Came Home. Long before Flight 19, the ocean had already taken something far larger. In March 1918, the USS Cyclops, a 500-foot Navy vessel hauling manganese ore, left Barbados bound for Baltimore. 306 men were aboard. The ship never sent a distress signal. It never reached port. It simply stopped existing. To this day, it remains the single largest loss of life in U.S. naval history outside of combat. And no wreckage has ever been confirmed. 3 decades later came Flight 19, and the disappearances didn't stop there. In January 1948, a British airliner named Star Tiger vanished on approach to Bermuda. 31 people aboard. No wreckage, no debris field, no final transmission beyond a routine check-in. 1 year later, almost to the month, its sister aircraft, Star Ariel, disappeared on the very same route, flying in clear weather with 20 souls aboard. 2 planes, same airline, same skies. Gone, 18 months apart. Search parties combed thousands of square miles of open water. They found nothing. Not a life raft, not an oil slick, not a single piece of debris large enough to identify. For families waiting on the shore, there was no funeral. No closure, only the unbearable weight of an ocean that gave no answers. Chapter 3. Science, speculation, and the space between. For decades, scientists have offered explanations grounded in something the ocean does every single day: turn violent without warning. The Bermuda Triangle sits directly in the path of the Gulf Stream, a fast, unpredictable current capable of erasing wreckage and altering a ship's course within hours. It's also a breeding ground for sudden hurricanes and rogue waves, some rising over 100 feet, powerful enough to sink a vessel in minutes. There's also the region's compass variation. The triangle lies near one of the few places on Earth where true north and magnetic north align perfectly, meaning navigators who fail to account for it can drift dangerously off course without realizing it, especially in poor visibility. Add human error, mechanical failure, and one of the busiest shipping and flight corridors in the world, and disappearances, statistically, become less mysterious and more inevitable. But science has never fully silenced the speculation. Some have pointed to the lost city of Atlantis, imagining ancient ruins beneath the waves interfering with instruments. Others suggest extraterrestrial activity, or even a rupture in space and time itself, a doorway rather than a graveyard.
These ideas remain exactly that, theories, unsupported by verified evidence. But they persist because the alternative is harder to accept, that sometimes the ocean simply takes and gives no reason why. Today, agencies like NOAA and the United States Coast Guard have studied the region extensively, and their conclusions are far less sensational than the legend suggests. The U.S. Board on Geographic Names does not officially recognize the Bermuda Triangle as a distinct location, and after decades of data, the Coast Guard has found no evidence that the number of incidents here is significantly higher than in any other heavily trafficked stretch of ocean. More ships and aircraft pass through this corridor than almost anywhere else on Earth. More traffic, statistically, means more accidents, not more mystery. It's not that the Bermuda Triangle defies explanation, it's that most explanations are far less thrilling than the unknown. And yet, that hasn't stopped the questions. Maybe it was never really about the water. Maybe it's about what the ocean represents, the last true wilderness on a planet we've mapped, measured, and mostly conquered. A place vast enough to swallow a ship, a plane, 300 lives, and give nothing back. We don't return to this story because we expect to solve it. We return because somewhere out past the horizon, there are still 14 men who never made it home, and a silence the modern world has never quite been able to explain. Some mysteries aren't meant to be solved, they're meant to be remembered. If stories like this one keep you looking over your shoulder at the world's forgotten mysteries, subscribe to Vault of Ages, because history isn't finished with its secrets yet.